welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Callie.
We're talking about Real Housewives of New York, season 15, episode number 10. And this one is called Strictly Ballroom Affair. I guess because of the engagement party.
Yeah.
We start out at Sai's townhouse in Brooklyn, and she's showing her husband David her x-ray of her foot.
That was bad.
Yeah, she's got glass in her foot, and it probably went all the way into her bone. She's not really sure. And this all happened because she was cleaning out her closet, and she had all these glass bottles in a bag. And then the bag was going to fall out of the elevator, so she kicked the bag, I guess.
Like she karate kicked it, and there was glass right there. She's lucky, man. That could have cut an right? Cut a vein.
Well, actually,
just the thought of that.
Towards the end of the episode, she said that they're not sure. It could be close to the artery, and if she slams on the brake while she's driving, it could hit an artery.
Oh, I mean, aren't they going to take it out? Why didn't they take it out?
I don't know.
That's
she's
scary.
Lucky. Yeah, it is scary. Next, we see the line of people waiting outside of Jenna Lyons' apartment for her sale.
You see who was there? Sonny from The View.
I did see that. She said it started out as a stoop sale. I was like, what is a stoop sale? Is that like a garage sale? Is that what they call it in New York, a stoop sale?
It must be, right? It must be. That's funny.
Yeah. But then who is it? June Ambrose. She was the first person she ever saw to do a sale of her personal closet. So she's like, well, maybe, she's Jay-Z's stylist, so maybe that's what she would do. And boy, did she do that. I mean, the stuff that she had was crazy.
Yeah, and she's basically doing it because Cass is moving in and she needs the room. So that's a nice reason.
It is a nice reason. I thought it was interesting, though. One of the first people in shopping looked over and saw her just sitting there. And she's like, oh, and, Jenna's like, what's your name? And, she, got up and hugged her. And I thought, she's so gracious.
Yeah, for sure.
She's just very gracious. And even when she was trying to help that guy put back together that Met Gala string thing.
Yeah.
And he said to her, is this kind of sad for you? And she's like, it is a little emotional. And I think she was being real,
Yes.
These are the scenes I like, is when people are real.
Yeah. I think with Jenna, what you see is what you get primarily.
I do too. I don't think she's phony. I really don't.
No.
And she did the $15 entry fee so that people weren't just standing in line to, walk through her place, which I think is valid.
I mean, $15 is not a lot of money. So I agree. I think that was a smart move.
Yes, I do too. Then we see Racquel meets Erin for lunch, and Racquel's not happy, and I don't think Erin is either, about the way things left off with them at the park, because Erin felt like Racquel was ambushing her. Racquel says that, she wants to move forward with her. And I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad that they had to sit down and that they're going to move forward. I'm just still a little leery of Erin, to be quite honest with you. The more I see.
Well, now she's admitting that she told Brynn it wasn't true. But at that lunch, she was very, very committed to, no, I did not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she was. And I don't know if you saw on her social media post, someone had posted a comment. I don't think we were talking about this specifically, but they referenced Erin doing the Glamour article about having an abortion. And they referenced that she's trying to change her image because she donated money to Trump.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yes. So they're equating that story as a PR story.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Think
first
so
of all,
either.
Anybody who did donate money to Trump, you don't have to change your image. It's okay.
Right.
And anybody who donated money to Harris, you don't have to change your image either.
Right.
It's okay. You support whoever the fuck you want to support.
Right. That's what America's about.
That's right.
That's what America's about.
I mean, listen, I'm not a huge Erin fan this season, and I wasn't last season either.
No.
I don't think that story is a lie. I think that she did the story for the exact reason she said, because God forbid there's an 18-year-old girl out there who doesn't think she has a choice. And that's incredibly sad. So,
yeah. I
We need
agree.
to talk about it, people. We need to talk about it.
I agree. And I think that the fact that people are trying to equate it to politics is what is actually vile and disgusting, because those are the words that the person used, vile and disgusting. No, what's vile and disgusting is that someone is sharing something that is important to them and that happened to them. And you're equating it to politics.
Yeah.
Like, that's wrong.
Yeah. That's not everything has to do with politics these days.
Right.
Not
Right.
everything. Like, just people let it go.
By the way, last time we commented that, and that not everything has to do with politics, someone also commented about that, saying that if they're taking away your reproductive rights, then it's more than just politics. And I'm just like, okay, can we just please
listen? We want to talk about Bravo.
Exactly.
This is what we want to talk about. Useless, mindless TV. This is what we want to do in our spare time, not discuss politics.
Yes, I agree.
By the way, pro-choice.
Yes, we are pro-choice. And someone keeps calling us hags. They keep calling us hags and biddies, old biddies. They're calling us old biddies and hags.
Old.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's calling us these names, but listen, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Okay?
That's right. That's right. Nanny.
I think it's funny.
I think we look good.
I think we look damn good.
Yeah. I don't have any makeup on, but wait until I put some on.
Yeah. There you go. I just have on a little lipstick. That's all. Not much.
When we go out, I do it up.
There you go. Oh, by the way, I also wanted to tell you this. Remember, I don't know if we mentioned it on air, but someone commented that when we were talking about the settlement for Lisa Hochstein, we said we didn't know about the alimony. And they said that you should, check your facts if you're doing this for a living.
I did see that comment.
And then I responded that, we're actually, we have full-time jobs and families. And then they responded back. Did you see? They apologized. They apologized.
I did not.
They apologized. They apologized and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were some kind of influencer or something." I was like, "Influencer?
No.
We're two bros in the basement."
Exactly. And sometimes there's three of us.
Exactly. There's 2 to 3 of us in the basement. This is who we are, talking
we
about Bravo.
And we talk about people we don't know.
Exactly.
This is what we do. And we drink wine. Tonight it's tea, but typically it's wine.
Right.
One night it's going to be espresso martinis.
And we do it whenever. That's what we do.
We do it whenever. Right. And we hope you do too.
Exactly.
This is not our main gig.
No, this is not.
It would be pretty fucking sweet if it were, though.
Yes. This is actually volunteer at this point.
Yes. Just another thing we volunteer to do.
Exactly.
Add it to the list. We're very charitable people.
We really are. We really are.
Thespians, if you will.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Actors.
No, that's actors. No.
Yeah, sorry, we're not
philanthropists.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. You would think I was drinking tonight. I'm not.
I know, right?
That is funny though, and I appreciate the apology because
I do too.
We were.
I was like, yeah, we work. Yeah. It's good though. It's all good. Listen.
But I understand what you're saying. Actually, on Two Teas in a Pod, I think they had the same conversation you and I did. Like Tamara was saying something and Teddy was asking questions, but it was like similar to our conversation. And I think Tamara said that there was probably a prenup. Right. And she probably got a lump sum, and that's why there's no report on like a monthly alimony payment.
Right.
She probably did get a lump sum. So listen, I hope she did because that guy is worth a lot of money. So 10, 15 grand a month is nothing to him.
No, exactly.
So I hope she got a lump sum for putting up with his bullshit for as long as she did.
I do too. Okay, so then what's next? So then Racquel asks Erin if she's, spoken to Ubah yet, and Ubah and Erin says Ubah has had this thing with her since last year that she keeps saying that she's gaslighting her.
I do agree that Ubah is holding on to a grudge against Erin because she was the root of Brynn bringing up her boyfriend in Connecticut. Again, an off-screen conversation they had while out for drinks. I agree. I think that Ubah is holding on to a grudge with that.
You do, huh? And I don't know what it is. I mean, there's definitely something there. I can't imagine that that's what it is, though. I don't know, though. Maybe you're right. I don't know what it is because it just seems like it's too much for even if that's it.
I think that Sai has apologized and admit to being wrong in that moment, and Brynn probably in her own way has probably taken some accountability. Erin has not taken any accountability. I mean, we saw her even at the picnic. Like, she's going to deny,
Right.
and then she's
Right.
with Racquel, and she's like, "Well, I did tell her it wasn't true." Like there's just a lack of accountability there.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right with that. And it does come up again even before this episode's over.
Why are we still talking about this?
I know. That's exactly how I feel.
Amazing that they built an entire season around a prank, and Andy Cohen is standing by his man. He's like, "Nope, these are my girls. These are the New York girls." I mean, people are angry.
You know what's funny? I was listening to David Yontef today, and I haven't listened to him in a while, and he was talking about New York, him and Sarah Fraser, and this is his take on it. First of all, he'll always have New York because that's his city. That's where he lives, right?
Oh,
he
yeah.
really does like this group of women. He already has all this invested in it. Like, we're 2 seasons in. Like, he's got to at least give it 4 to 5 seasons. Like, you can't just cut and run, just have to give it time.
I think 4 might be a lot. I think they give it one more season and see how it goes. 4 is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, some housewives don't even stay on 4 years.
Yeah, but you can't get rid of New York, and you can't totally reboot again. So what are you going to do?
You can't reboot again.
Right. So what are you going to do?
You're right, because think about like, who would you keep and who wouldn't you keep?
Right.
It's literally like you keep all of them or you keep none of them, because none of them really stand out where it's like, oh, she's the middle person this season. None of them really have that quality.
No.
Right?
No, I think we just have to give it more time. And I do think that there are some scenes that are really good. I do think, like you
said, it's the producer's fault and they're focusing on the wrong stuff.
Yes, that's what I think too. I think maybe he needs to find a different production company.
Yeah. Change the direction. Change the direction of the housewives. You did it once, and people loved it because then all of a sudden it was drama because it didn't start out like that. We've said that a million times.
Right.
And now I think people are tired of they're not tired of the drama. They're tired of the toxicity. So change the direction of the drama.
Yeah, I agree with
that.
that.
They're smart people.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I guess the next thing we see is Raquel's party, and she's there greeting her guests, and she's telling us about her Aunt Diane, and she's mentioned her Aunt Diane to us. We already heard about her.
Mom's sister, do we know? Like, do we know which side?
I think it is, but she hasn't said. But again, we hear about, her mother not accepting it. She invited her mom. Her mom made up an excuse that she couldn't come. We're in episode 10 now. I think we've heard about her discourse with her mom in every single episode. I mean, it's not funny. It's really not funny, but it's like, tell me something I don't know.
And it's like, are they using the same confessional over and over again? That's what we have to start paying attention to. Is it the same clip of like, is it not Raquel's fault? Like, is it that she said it once and production's using it 15 times? Because it could very well be.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. It could be. So we find out a little bit more about the theme to the dress of the party. So I guess they had different categories they could dress in, which I didn't realize when this first came out. So Racquel is dressed in the Give Me Grace Jones category.
And Erin thought she was talking about Grace Kelly.
I know, okay. I'll be honest with you. I was watching this with Matt when I started. Matt knew who Grace Jones was.
Oh, I knew who Grace Jones was. Did you?
I know. Yeah, of course I did. Of course, I'm just surprised.
Even Matt knew who Grace Jones was.
How could Erin not?
And he's 17. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Mel is dressed as executive realness. Okay. I don't know what that is. Ubah is dressed as glitterific category. And I loved, it was so her. I loved her whole persona of Natalia, her Russian redhead bombshell. I love that. I love that. Jenna is dressed in opposites attract category. And she looked amazing.
She did look amazing.
Now, what do you think? Was her hair blonde or silver? Matt and I were arguing over that. I thought it was blonde. I thought it was blonde too. Now, it could have just been that it looked so light on her in her white dress.
Yeah. Did she say it was silver?
No, she didn't say. I think it was blonde though. And I like that she said that she was going as Brynn. And she absolutely,
Yeah.
Because then when Brynn shows up, Brynn is glitterific in like a very similar outfit.
Yes, which was funny.
It was absolutely hysterical, right? Jessel comes as Knight of 1,000 Madonnas.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she looked like Madonna, but
I did too.
Brynn gave her shade. I don't know why Brynn is so hard on Jessel.
I think Brynn is hard on everybody. Look at what she's doing to Rebecca. And they were friends.
Yeah, her and Rebecca were friends.
Yeah, she was clowning on Jessel, but Jessel hit the mark better than Brynn did. You wore a shiny dress.
Right.
That's all you did. I mean, I thought Jessel looked good. She could have used a blonde wig, but
I thought she looked good too.
She looked good.
I thought she looked good. And I think Erin and Abe, like, they killed it with the drag, dressed as each other. I thought it was great.
I'll tell you what. Erin's makeup, whoever did her makeup, really did make her look like Abe. Like his
The
facial
eyebrows?
features. Yes. That was very impressive.
Yeah. Did you notice that Racquel was wearing the same heart jacket as Bronwyn that there's only supposed to be 3 of?
I was just going to say it. That is in my notes. What is going on with the red heart jacket? She was totally wearing it.
It is the same production company.
And we saw Brittany wearing it, and somebody else was just wearing it.
Yes. And it wasn't Rihanna.
And it was not Rihanna. Yeah. So somebody either busted it out of the museum, borrowed it from their bestie, Riri, or Bronwyn's a big fat liar. Or they're knockoffs.
Yeah. I mean,
probably not.
I don't know. I mean, whatever it is. I just thought that was hysterical. Like, what are the chances?
I mean, it was hysterical.
I didn't, so when this first was happening, again, I was actually watching this part with Matt, and good thing. Racquel is explaining to Jessel what a soft pack is. So it's a soft, flaccid penis that you tuck in. I was like, what? Matt's like, yeah, if you're trans. Like, I was okay.
So if you're like a female dressing as a male, you would put that on.
Yes.
Give you a little bulge.
Right. And Jessel says, well, I have a fupa. Does that count? And I almost fell over.
Me too. Because so do I.
I was like, yes, I am here for the fupa.
I don't want to be called old, but you can call out my fupa because it's there. That was funny. I'll tell you what, though, I did not know what the acronym stood for. I knew what it was, but when she said it, I was like, oh, like, because I don't use that word, the P word. But I was like, oh, like
No, it's pelvic. It's actually fat.
Okay.
It's pelvic. It's not the other P word. It's pelvic.
Okay, good. That I can say. I'm not like a prude. Obviously, I curse a lot. There's just certain words I don't use.
No, I don't use that. And then the producers ask them I guess as a confessional, if they have a date yet for the wedding, because they're, having the engagement party. And Mel calls Racquel a runaway bride because I guess
that was interesting.
Yeah, she can't pick a date, which is a little bit interesting.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sai's not there because of her foot, which we kind of understand, right?
Yeah.
And Brynn says to Abe, like, what are you, Mrs. Doubtfire? Again, like, why? Like, why does she have to be so shady?
I don't know. There's some, she must not be a happy person. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know she's trying to be funny. She's not.
Yeah. I think that when we see her later in the episode, maybe this is going to explain it.
That's true.
But Pavitt comes as himself.
Jessel's like, oh my God, what are you wearing? I thought he looked fine.
He did. Looks fine.
Alone.
Yes, exactly.
Let's leave him alone.
Listen, he showed up.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So then Jenna asks Erin why she thinks Ubah's not hanging out with them. Well, Jenna knows how Ubah feels about Erin, right? So why is she ruffling these feathers? Because I don't see Jenna as being that person until just now. I don't
Just
see
now.
her.
No,
That's
I
the
know.
first time. It's the first time I've seen her do something like that. I wouldn't expect that from her.
I know. I agree.
So Erin says, she's mad at me about the prank, and Jenna says to Ubah, we are in trouble. Erin thinks you're coming for her. So after she has a conversation with Erin about why is Ubah sitting there by herself, Erin lets her know she's mad at me about the prank. She thinks I'm coming for her because when I said I have all these secrets about everybody, she went after her and she said, you don't have anything on me, right? And then Jenna goes over to Ubah and repeats what Erin just said.
Yeah, Jenna was a little messy in this episode.
Yeah.
Ubah thinks Erin's coming for her, or Erin thinks Ubah's coming for her. I forget.
Erin thinks Ubah is coming for her.
I mean, listen, Ubah is talking shit about Erin.
She is.
You see her doing it. She's
She
doing
is.
it with Sai. So, when you're on an ensemble cast and somebody's talking shit behind your back, which they all do, it is kind of coming for somebody because you're trying to change the audience's perception of that person. And we think as audience members, we think we have some say in what goes on, the way we comment on social media.
Right.
Who knows if it's true or not?
Right. Well, that is true. We don't know.
So it's a form of coming at somebody.
Yeah, it is. But I think in this instance, Jenna was very messy on both sides.
Absolutely.
And I didn't see that coming from her. I really thought that she was not that person.
Right.
I hope I don't see it again. That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
I don't want to see that from her.
Yeah, we're all set, Jenna.
Next thing we see is Brynn is at her apartment and she lets us know that she has a book deal with Simon & Schuster. It is a self-help book and
memoir.
A memoir and how to get people through things, basically, is what she says.
Yeah.
And then she has this ghostwriter coming over to her house. And her name is Hannah Hustig or whatever it was. I don't know how to pronounce it. She writes for Glamour magazine and she actually wrote an article about Brynn. And when Brynn read the article, it was a year prior, she thought that she actually saw herself the way Hannah saw her, which I thought was interesting. And I actually was going to look up the Glamour article. I just didn't have a chance because I would like to read it. I would like to read what she said about her.
Yeah.
So they start talking about like what they want to do for the book. And Hannah says that she wants her to start out like telling her story in her own words for like each chapter, like record it and then she'll like elaborate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're shooting to have 12 chapters. And then she talks about also the runaway bride idea because Brynn had mentioned how she had been engaged, several times.
Yeah.
And the breakup with Gideon was really tough because I guess she was still in love with him, but she just realized that it wasn't going to work.
It's not what she wanted.
Right. I'm just curious about what her timing with him was. Like, when was she with him? Like, how many years ago? Because then we hear about her essay.
Excuse me. Now, she said when she broke up with him, she went to Bali.
Yes, her Eat, Pray, love journey.
And she went by herself. And is that where the essay happened?
So we don't know. I don't know that.
I didn't know if I missed something or if it wasn't clear. Listen, she clearly does not have to elaborate.
No.
I just didn't know if I missed something in what she was saying.
No, but it was also said that, and it was said, I believe, by Hannah, it was her own Me Too. So that leads me to believe it was a workplace situation. When she said Me Too.
For sure.
Yeah. And then she asked her like how she felt, like what were her emotions, and she felt dumb, she felt embarrassed, she blamed herself. It should not have happened to her. You can see she's very vulnerable, and that's a horrible thing for anybody to go through, to have anyone to share it with. And we find out a little bit further on in the conversation that the only person she's talked about it with is her brother. He's the only one who knows about it. And her grandmother, her Mimi, was still alive when this happened.
Sad.
And, although her Mimi has passed 3 years ago, this happened a year before her Mimi. So we know it was 4 years ago, right? Because that's when, feels like she lost her Mimi. When this happened to her and she couldn't talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And that was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
She feels like this whole event essay robbed her for many things. It robbed her for the time with her Mimi. It robbed her for having a boyfriend. It robbed her for possibly having children, getting married. She is not healed. She's not healed from this. And, I think that this is why we see her acting the way she's acting. And we've been saying this from the beginning. Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just hope that she can get the help that she needs to not be so hurt.
Right.
Because I do think that she, I think she has a lot to offer. I think she's, she's messy though right now on the show, but it's not an excuse. I'm not saying that's an excuse for her behavior,
right?
But it does kind of explain it because she doesn't want to get close to people because she doesn't want to get a boyfriend because she feels like if she gets a boyfriend, she has to tell this secret, right?
Well, yeah, because when something like that happens to you, it changes your outlook on intimacy as a whole.
Right.
So the next person you try to be intimate with, it's going to be different than how you were prior to that traumatic experience.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're going to feel like you need to explain because you're going to need them to be patient with you. I'm sure.
Right. And I think that this may be why this group of friends, she doesn't want to get too close to them and she wants to keep everything kind of light and fun because she doesn't want them to see or be vulnerable with them about what really happened to her.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like she is in a place where she's okay with it for herself. And I don't think she wants to get close to anybody, not even a boyfriend. I don't think she really wants to get on a real level.
Right.
With other people at this point. And I think that's sad because, I think she could be a great person. I think she could be a great friend to these women if she can just get through this, get through this with therapy, because that's really what's going to do it, know? I mean, even her brother says, like, there's no playbook to talk, to talk to somebody about this. It's uncharted territory, right? And I hope that he is encouraging her to go to therapy about it, or I hope that she is seeking therapy, because if not, I think it's going to be difficult for her to get past it.
For sure.
And now she feels like as she's getting older that she's on a time crunch, because if she does want to get married and she does want to have children.
Yeah, like everything's piling up.
Right. So that whole scene, I really felt bad for her. And I saw...
I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't see that coming. And again, not that I like to see this scene, but at least I got to see a real Brynn.
Right. And it
does now make some of the other things that she's done make sense a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And like now we know how hard she had it growing up, right? She didn't have it easy.
Right.
She was very close with her Mimi. Her mother really wasn't around for her. And then when she's out working and doing it on her own, this happens to her.
Right.
So it's like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Then after that, we're back at Sai's house in Brooklyn, and Racquel and Ubah come over, and you get to see her backyard. I'm glad we got to see her backyard. I know we did I knew we saw it like briefly in the first
season.
Yeah. I mean, we're only on the second season of them, but I like to see her backyard because honestly, it's not a thing we see in New York, and she's one of the lucky ones that has one.
Yeah. Yeah. Brooklyn does look like a cool place to live,
Yeah.
Like not the hustle bustle of the city, but it's still like a happening place, but you have that.
Yes.
Like a, nice house, obviously. And then, a backyard.
Yes. So they're talking again about Raquel's mom.
Oh my God.
And how Mel suggested that maybe she go to Puerto Rico and visit her.
Yeah.
And Sai's like, well, I would like to go. And then now we have a girls' trip to Puerto Rico.
Yes, we do. Because I didn't realize Sai and Raquel were both Puerto Rican. So I wonder if Sai didn't say she has family there, though, right?
She did not say she has family there, but I did know that she was Puerto Rican. But yeah. So that's good. I'm glad that we're going to see them go to Puerto Rico. And
yeah.
I think we are going to see Raquel see her mom. I hope that goes well. Ubah says that Brynn came up to me and said, Erin thinks you're going after her. So now Jenna told her that and Brynn told her that, right?
Yeah.
And Ubah doesn't understand why Erin says to others that I'm coming for her when we talk all the time, and she never mentioned it to me.
That is very, like when Ubah said, I talk to her every day, I'm like, what?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. If you're talking to somebody every day and you're feeling a certain way about them, why wouldn't you say, this is how I feel? Is this what's going on?
I know. This is what gets me crazy about this.
Yeah, like this is what's making it a bad show.
Right.
This is what's making it a bad show.
Right. Because, and then, so Sai is there part of this conversation too. And then Sai's like, well, I understand where Ubah's coming from, right? But in the meantime, over at City Meals, Brynn and Erin are talking about the same situation.
Right. And Brynn's not helping the situation at all.
No.
She's lighting a fire.
No, she's not helping it. And, both Ubah and Erin both say, well, I can't talk to the other one because nothing's going to come of it. It's not going to.
They both said the same thing. Ubah and Erin both said, no, I'm not going to talk to her about it. So we're going to talk every day and we're going to talk about everything else except what we're talking to every other castmate about and making it a storyline.
Right.
This is what's making it a bad show.
Right. Exactly.
Like the old New York would have called them out on their shit. Bethany would have been like, listen, I feel like you are blah, 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 blah. And Ramona would have, thrown her hands up in the air and
it would have been turtle time. But this is what's getting me crazy about the show is that this is happening. And this is the kind of stuff where you kind of have to stop and go back and forth. Wait, you're both saying the same thing, but not to each other and not in the same group.
Right. It makes no sense. But I guess Puerto Rico is where Ubah and Brynn possibly go at it. Because what episode did you say this was the 10th episode?
Yes.
It's been 10 episodes of this already?
Yes. So, like I said, at the same time, Brynn and Erin are at City Meals, and they're like Meals on Wheels. They provide meals to 60,000 at-risk seniors in the area, which is awesome.
That's amazing.
And Brynn posted it on social media, and Erin is the only one of the girls that reached out to her and said, I'll go do this with you, which I think is awesome.
Is that what she said? She put it out to everyone and only Erin responded?
Well, she put it on Instagram. So she put it out to the world.
It wasn't like a group text with the girl.
It wasn't a group text. She put it on Instagram.
Okay.
That she was, and Erin's the only one who saw it and said, oh, well, I'll come do that with you.
Right.
Which is great. I mean, she didn't ask anybody to do it with her.
Right.
And then I just said, they're having the exact same conversation. We don't go anywhere with it. And that's basically where it ends. Brynn says that she feels it's too bad that she has to tiptoe around Ubah. And Brynn says we have 2 active volcanoes. One is Sai and the other is Ubah.
Why is she saying that about Sai?
Because she's not getting along with Sai either. Because Sai is kind of seeing what Brynn is doing.
Yeah, and it's funny that Brynn's saying that Sai is a volcano because Sai has been nothing but calm and peaceful this season.
Well, no, because at the party, at Brynn's party, Brynn wound up leaving because of Sai.
She said, not today, Satan.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been like that since.
No, it hasn't. But I don't think that they've really...
Yeah, they never kind of came back from that. They tried in the Hamptons, but it didn't really work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we're not really going to get a resolution, I don't think, until... Brynn also says that Ubah told her that she thinks Erin is like a spoiled brat. Like that's what her problem is with Erin.
I mean, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck.
Right.
And we know Ubah's story. Like, she came from, she didn't come from a lot, right? And yeah, Erin grew up in Manhattan and, ran in a circle, I guess,
Yes.
a certain circle. So I don't know. I don't think Ubah's way off with that one.
No, I just wish that.
And I'm not taking away the fact that Erin, I'm sure, is a very hard worker at whatever she does. She does real estate, right?
Yes, she does real estate. Yeah.
I'm sure she works very hard, but she also had, the networking coming up. And so I get that.
No, I do too. And then we go to Watch What Happens Live. And we have Kathy Hilton and Brynn Whitfield on this episode. By the way, Kathy was sitting in the first seat.
I did notice that.
Okay. I wanted to mention that I loved Brynn's hair. She had it cut short. I don't know if you saw her.
I didn't know how to look it up, though.
She had it short and she looked really good. I thought she looked really...
Yeah.
Andy, as soon as he introduces them, immediately thanks Brynn for sharing her story, which I thought was nice.
Very nice.
Then Andy's question was, whose side are you on, Erin or Ubah's? What do you think? You think Ubah took it? 84% of the people were on Erin's side. 16% were on Ubah's. Yep.
You're 84?
Yep.
Erin's side, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
I'm on Ubah's side.
Honestly,
I don't even know if I'm on a side. The whole thing is
well, that's
stupid.
the whole thing. That's what I was just going to say. I don't think that there's a side to be on. I was surprised that it went so, like, how did they even come up? Yeah. I think it's stupid, both sides. I don't think...
Yes, I agree. I agree.
If anything, I'd say 50-50. Like, they're both stupid.
Right. And the fact that they talk to each other every day and aren't talking about it makes it even more stupid.
Right.
Huh.
The next question was, whose ball look was your favorite? And out of all of them, Jenna's won by 71%.
I believe that.
Rate Jessel's Madonna look on a scale of 1 to 10. She got a 4.
Oh, I think that's harsh.
I know.
I think she could have gotten a solid 7, people.
I do too.
On.
Would you buy Jenna's used clothes?
If I could fit into them, but I cannot.
81% said yes.
Absolutely.
Andy
get
said
one fucking leg in them, but
Andy said he would buy them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go there. There's got to be something I could.
Even if you can't fit into it, it's just something to have.
It's Jenna effing Lyons.
Exactly.
Just to hang it up.
I'm curious, did Brynn answer the question, whose side are you on, Ubah or Erin?
I think she did, and she definitely said Erin.
Okay.
She said Erin because we know she's not talking to Ubah.
Yeah, right. Well, right. What am I thinking? Yeah, that's a dumb question, actually.
And then the next question was, are Brynn and Gideon endgame? Yes or no?
That's a good question.
Yes, got it by 56%.
Ooh, kind of close. Split down the middle.
Brynn said that she's not sure herself. So that was...
So there's a chance.
Right. So then, I don't know what the question was, but then I have... Brynn says she is the scapegoat this season. She's calling herself the scapegoat.
No, stop it. She's not the scapegoat. She's the pot stirrer. She has carpal tunnel syndrome. Right, exactly. Andy asks her about the eggs and what's going on with that. She says the eggs and the discussions are on ice. But then the next thing she says didn't make any sense to me. She said, well, Gideon works at the agency with Mo. And Andy was like, okay. And she's like, and they're all over the place. Like, meaning that they're all out partying all the time. What does that have to do with the eggs? Yeah, you're not marrying him. You wanted to have a baby with him because you think that he'd be a good person to co-parent with because you want most of the control, right? Isn't that kind of what she said? I thought so. I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was an interesting. I think it's interesting that he works at the agency with Mo. Well, I remember I found that out. Work at the agency with Mo. Well, you got to sell real estate. You got to be really good at it. I got to pass that class first. Yeah, you and me both. We should try it again. Yeah, no, I don't have time. We don't have time. How the hell are we going to do that? We really don't have time. We don't have time to do this. I know.
That's all I have for this. Do you have anything else?
No. I'm trying to think if I heard anything or read anything this week. I mean, other than the Margaret and Dorinda argument on Jeff Lewis, which I don't know. Listen, I know people don't like Margaret, but come on. That was not Margaret's fault.
Oh, wait. I got something on that. So Margaret talked about that on Melissa's show.
Okay. So I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you. So Margaret said that it was just them bickering. It was just them bickering. That is not why they canceled the show. It had nothing to do with that. It was only a single show. It's not like they canceled the tour. And Margaret also went on to say that she had the same procedure done that Tamara had done, the laser thing.
Oh, I heard that part.
Okay, and she had it done by Dr. Karolak, and she was raving about
in Wall
him.
Township, New Jersey.
Melissa's having Dr. Karolak on, I think, next episode. And he's going to talk about all the procedures he's done. He's done Dolores. He's done Joe Benigno's eyes. He's done Margaret. She's Marge Sr., naming all these people. Paulie, yep. She just, I mean, even when she was, I didn't see her. I was listening to it. But even when she was doing the podcast today, her face is still all red. It's pink. So it takes, she didn't even leave her house for 2 weeks. I think it had something to do with that. I really do. It was one show. They're still friends. They still talk to each other. She's talked to her since then.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't big of a deal.
I just think that Dorinda, talk about somebody who can fly off the handle and never admit they're wrong. Dorinda can never admit she's wrong.
I think that if you're friends with somebody, and I do think that they are friends. I do think that Margaret and Dorinda are friends. Because even Melissa said, I'm glad that you guys are still friends because I like you both. And I don't want to have
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if you're friends with somebody, you can disagree on things and you can get snippy with each other. And then you could say, this is stupid and move on and not have to agree with it.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I just think that Dorinda, I mean, the way she was like, don't talk for me. Don't, like, it was like, all right, like, relax.
Right.
You know?
Right.
She just needs to fucking relax. Maybe she does belong on Jersey. People have said it. Maybe she does.
No.
Well, I'm glad that they're okay. So it was only one show that they had to cancel.
It was only one show.
More to do with Margaret's face than anything else.
And something that Dorinda had going on too. So Dorinda's up in the Catskills for the holidays. I guess she will.
Berkshires,
yeah, the Berkshires. That's what I don't know. Why I said the Catskills, the Berkshires, whatever.
We all know.
So she's up there for the holidays. Margaret was talking about, what else was she talking about? I told you about her Marge Sr. new Bozma from PepsiCo.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The thing is, when I listen to these podcasts, I really get a lot of information. Mm-hmm. But the problem is I have to try and store it in my brain because I can't write anything down because I'm driving.
No, I know. It's so true.
And I try and recall what I heard. And you'll say one thing, it'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it was. But right now I can't think of it.
Right.
For now, that's all you're getting.
Yeah, that's it, people.
Please give us 5-star reviews and check out our new website, wewinewhenever.com. Bye.
Bye.